Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Update Show. The LA Raiders are battling the Los Angeles Chargers at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. It's 21-0 right now in the second quarter with 9:55 to go until halftime. And it's 4th and 4 at the Las Vegas 36. The Raiders have the ball. We talk about tonight's game and what I expect to happen and what's been going on with both teams. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 uh, week Thursday Night Football Week 15 trivia question. It's a Raiders trivia question. Which Hall of Fame running back split his career between the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Uh, but the and It's Thursday Night Football. It's Week 15 of the NFL regular season, and we've got a great AFC West matchup, a battle of two 5-8 teams tonight on this Thursday night. The Los Angeles Chargers, as I said, are battling, and the Los Angeles Rams are the Las Vegas Raiders, excuse me, not the Rams, the Raiders. The Las Vegas Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders are battling it out right now at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Raiders are coming off a 3-0 loss at the hands of the Minnesota Vikings last week. They will look to bounce back tonight with a win over the Chargers at home. The Las Vegas Raiders have made a habit uh, of beating themselves like they did on Sunday. They hope to flip that script against the Los Angeles Chargers. Uh, the Las Vegas Raiders had high hopes coming out of their bye week with 5 games remaining and an outside shot at a playoff berth. It's kind of not likable, but there is a chance. Uh, those hopes took a significant blow Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings, and did it ever when they lost 3-0, the lowest scoring game ever in NFL history. Las Vegas entered the bye week on a 2-game losing streak. Interim head coach Antonio Pierce shared his feelings about the team's recent performance. It hurts. It hurt, disappointing, and it was unexpected, Pierce said. I thought we did a good job during the bye week, scout looking at ourselves, looking at the opponent. I thought I did the same. I thought we did a decent job preparing. Obviously, that didn't show up, and whenever you're shut out and the game is played where the defense is pretty much dominating the game, it can go either way. Pierce points to the Las Vegas second half meltdowns as the critical issue is their 3-game losing streak. Look, we could have won that game 3-0. Pierce said it didn't happen, but it's disappointing to let opportunities slip away again and again and again. It it was what it is. What it is. But you look at the last 3 losses in the fourth quarter: 20-13, 21-17, and nothing to start. 0-0 to start. Scoreless. We talked about finishing the fourth, and we're going to do better there. But obviously, it was a rough night. This season has been filled with missed opportunities for the Raiders. That was again the case for the Silver and Black on Sunday. Uh, it was very clear. It was evident, Pierce said. Opportunities were there. It's in the first quarter, especially offensively. We hurt ourselves with penalties. Then we got down to the red zone and penalty turnover. Defensively at the end of the game, during a really good doing a really good job for the most part. Everybody saw it, but we just needed one more stop, and we did not get it. We were close, but obviously it wasn't good enough. And special teams had a big punt return, and a penalty knocked us out of it right there at the 30-yard line. So uh, like I told the guys, the Raiders beat the Raiders. There are some issues with the Raiders that cannot be fixed until after the season. However, uh, with four games left in the regular season, Las Vegas will have to find a way to stop beating themselves in close football games. Meanwhile, the Chargers are coming off a 24-7 loss at the hands of the Denver Broncos last week. The Chargers uh, struggled offensively and defensively and against Denver last week. Now the Chargers are going to have their work cut out for them against the Raiders tonight. And the Raiders just scored another touchdown. It is 28-0 with 9:15 left to go till halftime. Uh, O'Connell passed short right to it was Mike Mayer for the 11-yard touchdown, and Carlson's extra point is good, and it is 28-0 right now, and that's where we stand. And it's a 1st and 10 at the Raiders 35, and I think the Raiders have the ball. I think they're about to kick off. I think so. I think the Chargers are going to have it, and Carlson kicks a 62 yards from the Las Vegas 35 to the Los Angeles Chargers 3. Davis to the Los Angeles Chargers 25 for 22 yards. The Chargers now have the ball, and I had a feeling that that might be the case. But the Chargers are facing a Raiders team that has struggled, and they know because they have struggled themselves, the Raiders, and the Raiders have struggled themselves, uh, uh, missing opportunities in close football games, and the Chargers really need to. The Chargers really need to get themselves back on the winning track, and they have to not. They've been blowing a lot of games too, and the and with and stick and Eden what I think and the film on stick is limited, perhaps. I'm trying to figure out. Aiden O'Connell is the one that threw that touchdown pass. He's quarterbacking. Easton Stick is the Chargers' 5th-round draft pick in 2019. He's starting in place of Justin Herbert tonight, uh, who suffered a season-ending finger injury Sunday against the Denver Broncos. And Stick showed some promise Sunday against the Broncos by completing 13 of 24 passes for 179 yards. And our guys have a lot of confidence in Easton. Chargers coach Brandon Staley said, "I think the way that he helped, that he played, and in that second half does give us confidence going into this game." So, and even though the film on Stick is limited, perhaps giving the Chargers an advantage. Uh, just to get the feel for him in the game, Raiders cornerback Nate Hobbs said, "You can't ever panic or anything like that. Just uh, go out there and play football." Uh, and with Stick taking over for Herbert, there will be a renewed emphasis on seeing if the Chargers' struggling rushing attack can get in gear and provide a little balance for the offense. And their rush attack does need to get in gear. They really need to. Their offense needs to really step it up, and their offensive front line as well. They're going to need to do that tonight. There are some hopes that it can after Los Angeles averaged 4.0 yards per carry uh, against the Broncos. Austin uh, Elker, or Elker had 51 yards on 10 carries, and only the fourth time this season he has surpassed 50 rushing yards. There was a lot more consistency in that phase. I think we had 5 or 6 quality runs there that were physical. Staley said. I thought was progress made, but when we got behind, I think it prohibited us from sticking with that like we wanted to. But I thought it was a good step for us, and I really think I agree with that because they really need to. And Kyle Mack set the Chargers' single game record with 6 sacks against the Raiders in their Week 4 meeting. The game helped propel Mack to run where he leads the league with 15 sacks, which also ties his career. We were able to sack the quarterback a little bit, but hopefully that is still on the table this week, he said. Since joining the Chargers last season, Mack has 9 sacks in 3 games against his former team, and he has been doing this for a long time. Really great player, O'Connell said. They have great players throughout the entire field, so it's going to be a great challenge for us. And the Chargers have lost 4 of their past 5 games, and they're down big time right now, 28-0. So they better have some before halftime in the second half. They better have some magic, and you'll get my Thursday night pick very shortly. Uh, and Yeah, the Chargers have lost 4 of their past 5 games, and the Raiders are on a 3-game skid. So both teams are looking for some kind of spark. This group has really a good makeup, Staley said. I think you have seen that through 13 games. I expect that to continue, and I think that anytime you're faced with an obstacle like this, and this is a big of an obstacle as you can face when you lose your starting quarterback, you're going to find out about the locker room and your team. I know what's in our locker room. We have 4 really tough opponents in front of us. This is one division game on the road. A short week. It's going to test us. After playing Las Vegas, the Chargers finished with Buffalo and then Denver and then KC, but only the game against the Broncos is on the road. The Raiders play Kansas City and Indianapolis before ending the season at home against the Broncos. Uh, so the Chargers really need to step it up because they find themselves down with 7:21 to go to halftime. It's 28-0. The Raiders got the ball back. They've got the ball back, and they had to punt after going 3 and out. And so, and now it's a 1st and 10 at the Las Vegas 35. And so the Raiders have the ball. They may score again, and I'll give you. So we'll see. And I'll give you my Thursday night pick in just a moment. Right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 15 trivia question. Which Hall of Fame running back split his career between the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs? If you said Marcus Allen, you are correct. Marcus Allen, the 1981 Heisman Trophy winner, Marcus Allen began his career with the Raiders. He was Super Bowl 18 MVP in 1984. In 1984, the Raiders' victory, uh, over the Redskins, excuse me, uh, and uh, and alternatives. Of the alternatives, Earl Campbell played for the Oilers and the Saints. Eric Dickerson was a Raider, but also played for the Rams, Colts, Falcons, and Franco Harris was a Steeler and a Seahawk. I will have the another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be Saturday, because we're going to have three games on Saturday now, with it nearing the end of the season. So there'll be a few Saturdays where we'll have a few football games. So uh, stay tuned for that. Right now, it's time for my Thursday night football pick of the week. I am going with the Raiders to win this one, and I believe my brother-in-law will too. I don't know yet who he's taking, but I've gone with the Raiders on this one. So I think it's 28-0 right now. 5:56 to go to halftime. First and 10 at the Chargers 33. Raiders have the ball. Aiden O'Connell pass short right to Devontae Adams to the LA 33 for 24 yards. Well, we'll see if the Raiders can hold on and win this game and go to 6-8. So we'll see. Or will the Chargers make a comeback? We'll find out. That's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football Week 15 update show. I'll be back with the post game show for Thursday Night Football once the game between the Raiders and Chargers has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.